All right, welcome back. As you can see, this is brand new. I actually have one in package for you guys. So maybe this will feel somewhat more, I don't know, official, I guess. First and foremost, I think I said I wasn't gonna get this one. Well, I folded. I folded as soon as I saw the articulation scheme on this female body. So there's that, folded on that. Also, shout out to Meyer. I don't know if you watching, I don't know if you have a Meyer, but I have a Meyer, and they are notoriously empty. They sell these things, but they're notoriously have like two things of the same thing on the shelf. I remember it was only up until a couple years ago, they still had Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp still on the peg. I don't know how any of that works, but I went to the toy section. They have the Evergreen Spider-Man upgraded suit and Captain America. And I went over to, because I do have some NECA figures, I went over to that section. And they are stacked with stuff. They had almost this whole wave. They had X-Men 97. They have the Magic the Gathering. I don't know who stepped it up over there in Meyerland, but hell yeah. But here we have Black Widow, part of the peak comic book accessory line. But here's the packaging. You got some classic artwork in the back there. You can see it says, I don't have the space for this, I'm sorry. Got the nice little comic hit up there. Black Widow comic logo. And as you can see, it says Black Widow there. Got the comic accessories, all of these that I'm very excited for. Got the actual figure there. There's not really top or bottom. There's that piece of garbage right there that always flies out. Mind you, this whole thing is garbage. There's garbage surrounding my plastic. So, bunch of legalese. Another classic comic book here. Here's some other examples of the other ones. And here we see, man, sorry, I don't have the space for this. Beast, which I have. Daredevil, which I have not seen in the wild, but I do want that one. Silver Surfer, which I've not seen in the wild, but I do want that one. There's Black Widow, obviously. Phoenix, Rachel Summers. I don't think I'll fold on that one. I have no, everyone knows Black Widow. I don't know much about her. I know enough, but I don't really care. So, and then we have Feral, which I am, when it comes to comic book stuff, I love mostly Punisher, but I love me some X-Men stuff, and Feral was one that I remember really wanting before I sold the old collection. So looks like a lot of the reused from the Tiger body, but I don't care. That's pretty much what I was expecting them to do anyway. So without further ado, I'm going to open this. So this part isn't going to be pretty. Again, I don't have the space for this. Garbage, garbanzo, all right, garbage, get out of here. All right, so this thing flew out, little mini comic accessory, as you can see there. Although I just realized it's an X-Men comic. I don't know if this look debuted in an X-Men comic. I don't think it did, but that's pretty interesting. Hell yeah. And, it's white on the back at Marvel Legends Hasbro. Again, it's they use the same mold for all of them, so it's kind of bendy, but this is a one step away from being garbage. It's just gonna live in my bin. So, but here we have everything else here. Have the Widow Bites, a lot of Widow Bites here. Got some on the figure, got some shooting, and then you got some cooling off as if she just shot some. So, and then she's got the tried and true female open hand. So I'm gonna get this stuff out of its trash prison as well. One single piece of tape, that's nice. And then I'm gonna take her out. Boom. Awesome. Now I'm gonna look at the accessories first. So I'm gonna get these out of the way because we all know what these are. Got the hinge, up and down, bada bing, bada boom, whatever. Then we got these Widow Bites here, blasting. Anyway, she started blasting. It's pretty cool. It's all one piece, which is nice. And then, like I said, you also got these ones that are cooling off. So that's a pretty cool effect too. And that's pretty much it for accessories. Now looking at the figure, boom. So first impressions. I know I said I wasn't hyped on the gray. I wasn't hyped on the hair, but god damn it, it got me. It got me. I saw these butterfly joints and I saw the articulation and I said, well, what the hell? So here we are. Paint apps, not a whole lot of paint, to be honest. Most of it is just molded in this gray. It's a nice gray. It doesn't look necessarily cheap or anything. The spider on the back, painted very nicely. I don't see any issues there. Spider in the front, little chest hit there, also on there very nicely. Although, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but if you see there that little widow white part there, that's not centered very good at all. I don't know if that's intentional. You do have some silver on the button or the zipper here, as you can see. That looks nice. And then, like I said, she comes with some of these widow bites here, and those are painted pretty nicely for gold. I'll still go over this with my own gold, and I'll probably go over silver on my own. I'm trying to decide if I want this. No, it probably won't make sense for the silver to go all the way down. I might paint that seam a little bit darker, but I'm not sure yet, because that goes all the way around. Yeah, so that wouldn't follow the zipper part, kind of folds over. Anyway, here's the head sculpt. Looks fine. Kind of got it going over the eye there, but the eye looks fine. Lips are painted well. They've been killing it with flesh tone. And then the hair is fine. I think there's this, yeah, there's some color variation. I'm seeing some lighter red, darker red going on in there. Eyes are painted phenomenally. Eyebrows are nice. Just all around. The head, it's one of those where you really see in there, but I'm sure that's going to really help with articulation. So there's that. And then the sculpt, again, it's just a bodysuit. There's not a whole lot going on. There's wrinkles where there should be wrinkles, smooth where it should be smooth. The zipper is nicely sculpted, and the head is phenomenal. So there's that. So I guess articulation. I'm going to start at the bottom because I think once we get higher up, it's going to get cooler. But forward-facing pin for rocker, which I always do that. Don't rock it. There's the rocker. Can go up all the way. Can go forward as much as I could want. Double jointed pinless legs, which I feel like these are going to go all the way. I've seen better, slightly. Excuse me, my God. It's fine enough. I feel like it should go further, but it's not going to. And then upper thigh cut, legs. Let me make sure there's no drop down hip nonsense. No. So legs go back, not at all really. It can go forward. All right, past 90. It's one of those ones though where it kind of just rides the curve of the crotch. And then sideways there, not a whole lot, but whatever. And then you got a hinge right here. Well, actually, I'm going to go over the torso one first, which is on a ball. Can tilt, swivel around, can turn it around, and then it only goes forward. Not a whole lot forward, a little bit more back, I think, and then bending everything with the hinge. About there, everything back about there. So that's fine. Female butterfly joints. You don't see a whole lot of these. Going forward, honestly, not a lot. But that's kind of the case with even the males. Going back. Wow. Not a whole lot. I know this is a much smaller body, but right out the box, I gotta say, that's the thing that made me fold it really and get this. But I'm kind of disappointed with how they're implemented. I feel like they should be able to go forward and back a little more. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's a step in the right direction. So a win's a win, I guess. Shoulder coming out, can go up past 90, can go all the way around. Bicep swivel, double jointed pinless arms, which probably will go all the way. Yep. Widow bite's kind of get in the way, but whatever. And the hinges come out, and they hinge up, down, swivel. And then the head, I feel like, I'm hoping at least, I feel like this head is going to have awesome articulation. So I'm going to find out. So it is on a ball joint and a hinge, which is my preferred thing. So it's probably not going to have a, oh my sweet stars and garters. It actually does have good tilt. Usually that's not the case. I told you that when you can see it, I feel like usually that's how you know it's going to be good. So that's awesome tilt. So I'm hoping going forward is, oh my God, dude. Straight up breaking necks, dog. That's phenomenal. See how it goes backwards? There's a collar, but you can kind of do one of these numbers. Get it underneath. And yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Go all the way around. So yeah, see, this is out of everything I've reviewed on the channel so far, which admittedly isn't a lot, but out of all of them, this is how you do it. This is how you do head articulation on a ball joint and hinge. That's just how you do it. Why can't we get more of that? Stop giving us the dumbbells. Stop trying to cut out the neck when it barely does anything. So yeah, I'm impressed with how far the leg goes up. I'm impressed with it being pinless. The ball joint and hinge on there. The arms work well enough. It goes past 90. I'm just kind of bummed about the butterfly joints. They honestly, dude, they feel like they move just about as well as they do in, I don't know what you would call that, like a fake butterfly joint, the one that's on the MCU Wolverine, the new one from Deadpool Wolverine, and I think Daredevil has it, where it kind of moves in there, but it's not a full-fledged butterfly joint. That's what this one kind of feels like. It's not going any further than those two would, which is unfortunate, because like I said, that's what made me fold. But, you know, like I said, step in the right direction. Don't mind it. Again, stuff I'm going to do, just go over that gold, maybe darken... maybe darken that seam line, go over the silver, maybe do a darker gold in the crevices of these widow bites. There's like a middle line section sculpted in there. I don't know if you could see it. See that? Maybe do that darker. I don't know. That's a whole other thing. I guess we'll see. I guess taking this off, might as well just do this. You take one of these off, take that off, careful not to lose them. And like I said, these just kind of slide over and you put the hand back on. So there's that one. And then here's the cool off one. There's that one. And I don't think they're, you know, I don't think it matters which one you go on, left or right, but there's that. I think I'm probably just gonna have that one. Pardon my cat, he's just a bastard. So yeah, there's gray suit Black Widow. Pretty cool. It's weird. I'm like not as impressed as I thought I was gonna be in some aspects, but I was kind of more impressed with some aspects than I thought I was gonna be. I don't know if that evens it out or what, but yeah, I don't know. Do I recommend this? I'll say yeah. Pleasantly surprised with this one. Like I said, I'm not super hyped on the gray, but I know a lot of people are. I feel like this is man, just judging by the art on the box here on the back of the comic book, that's got to be, oh no, the cat is destroying everything. I knew he was gonna mess something up. I want to say 80s. I don't know. Just judging by the cover art, maybe 80s, early 90s. But that's that's the look. It looks phenomenal. I'm not disappointed with this, and I'm not going to regret having it on the shelf. So I would recommend this for sure. Awesome. I love the accessories. I don't know what else I would want from a Black Widow. Maybe some guns. Maybe maybe like a holster, but that would kind of get rid of the sleek look that we got going on. So yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend this for sure. Is it the favorite of the wave? No, I think that my favorite's gonna remain Astonishing Beast for sure. Silver Surfer, I'm sure, will blow me away. I've seen some complaints with Daredevil. I don't feel like I need Rachel Summers, but I do want Pharaoh, and this is where they get you at that point. I might as well just get the last one. So I don't know. If at some point I get monetized, I would just go ahead and get them all for the channel, but not there yet. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but wishful thinking. But what will help me get there is if you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it, whatever you feel like you want to do. And if not, then don't. Again, this is just an experiment I'm doing on the side because I would like to remain in the collecting game. But man, it is just hard out here in the streets while I'm trying to build my actual life. Keeping up with the luxury of getting action figures is getting harder and harder, but I'm trying. So, you know, I'm new to the YouTube game kind of, so. Yeah, but let me know, do you have this figure? Were you impressed by it? Was there anything that let you down? Is this your favorite look for Black Widow? What is your favorite look for Black Widow? And is this the definitive comic book Black Widow for you? I never thought I'd get a gray suit Widow, but here I am. So let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for clicking on this. This is, like I said, this is a random thing I'm doing in between my time at work and my kitchen. So anything helps. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out.